This is Distance from Center. I'm Horton, and that
Trent,
is...
the Raging Cajun Finlayson.
Oh, Lafayette.
Happened. It
Damn
happened.
it.
It happened.
It is so hard to be a Warhawk / Indian today. But it was a great event anyway.
I don't know. I mean, if you haven't made a point of watching this every year, it's it's better, more exciting, more riveting than you think. It's an incredible. There is no other team event like it. And I've been on national team for a handful of world titles, and it still doesn't compare to the team camaraderie of collegiate skiing. Lafayette, 95, 97, 2003, 2005, 2010, 2015, 2017, and 2019. This is their 7th national title.
Wow.
Obviously pales to the Warhawks 29, I believe, is where they're at now. But what's cool, though, in the history of the program, so I don't know the exact date of when they started, but back into the late 80s at some point, they've gotten now 7 national titles. Apart from that, they've gotten second 16 times. One third, wow. 1/4. Fourth being their worst title, their worst finish ever. So this is a team. This is like if you are cheering for the underdog, that's the University of Louisiana. Very excited, very excited. John, what were sort of your sticking points?
Well, I mean, of course, sad to see my alma mater do so poorly. But it was a great event. I think some of if you step away from the team portion of it, some of the individual scores were fantastic. Jamie Bullen's slalom, 5.5 at 39.
New national record.
New national record. Men's jump, not a record, but Daniello 191.
Yep. Zach Warden's 195 was being tested all afternoon long. Right. Let's start with jump then. I mean, that one was incredible, and that was kind of
that's fantastic.
That event more than any of the others was the Monroe Alabama ULL dogfight. Like you said, Filshenko 191, and then Bama put Quinn Haynes at 190. And again, right. All these guys looked like they had another 10 feet left in them. I thought we were going to see. I thought we were going to see 200 go down that day. I really did. Carlo Basic from Lafayette, 184. Brandon, 183. Brandon Shipper, 183 from Monroe. And then Lafayette.
You forgot about Luca.
Lafayette.
Luca, 182.
Yeah, well, fifth is after fourth, John. So fifth place was Luca Rockenwald, 182. So it was. I mean, fifth place was 182 feet. So it was just crazy exciting to watch.
So 9 guys went over 170, which, I mean, we are talking about 5-foot ram, 32 miles an hour. I know it's modern era with 450 horse boats, but holy crap, that is, as we said in the preview show, this is world class. These kids are all the modern equivalent of Pro Tour athletes.
It's absolutely incredible. So for me, probably, aside from how consistent, Lafayette was across the board, they had 2 kind of missteps through the whole tournament. Other than that, it was either good or great skiing by everyone. I think what really startled me was, and if anyone watched the prediction show, I had Bama down in third. I completely underestimated their men's jump. I knew their women's trick was going to be phenomenal. But they're a lot deeper than I thought. So, and I think they're a lot deeper than anyone else thought. Granted, they were 400 points behind Lafayette, but they were about the same 400 points above Monroe in third place. So had me second guessing what I thought I knew, and I know it's going to really Bama is going to have a sort of a different platform to stand on when it comes for recruiting for next year. So these Louisiana schools are going to be on guard.
Right. I want to say that I thought Bama faltered a little bit. I think they had the strength to be right there with Lafayette. I mean, in the end, it didn't work out for them, but I think they all skied slightly below potential, and I think Lafayette skied slightly better than expected. And Monroe, I don't know. And we talk about these 3 teams. There was some outstanding performances also from athletes from Florida Southern and Rollins.
Give me the men's slalom rundown. That was pretty exciting too.
Men's slalom. Hang on.
So we had Sean Hunter, what 4 at 39, Alabama.
Right.
So, yep.
Correct.
And then Jamie Calhoun, Florida Southern kid. Yeah, he's
Florida
a Canadian
Southern,
kid.
right.
Got the opportunity to watch him ski a few times, and he is phenomenal. 3.5 at 39. Tanguy Dillard, Florida Southern, 3 at 39.
Right.
And then Bama, Ben Lutz, 1.5 at 39. I mean, that was, I know he's capable of those scores, but still in that environment, when Bama had a real shot to win, I mean, that's a lot of pressure on him, and he delivered. And then Griff Stange rounded up top 5 with the same score, 1.5 at 39. So it was incredible.
Right. Absolutely. So then, so women's slalom, we already mentioned Jamie Bull, but just talking about the three teams, Jamie Bull with 5.5 at 39, followed by Brooke Baldwin, who, you can't forget she was the youngest woman ever to run 39 off just a couple of years ago, and then followed by Bailey Austin, and then Alice Bagliani, is that right?
I'll say yes.
Close enough. And then you go down the list, and I think what's damaging for Bama is the couple of girls that should have run mid 38 and ended up being at 32 and 35.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that
they did, but then they had Abby Rathwell was mid 30, I think 2 at 38, so she was the first one to get through 35 and put herself in the mix. So I mean, they're again, like I know some of them didn't ski up to full potential, but I think as a collective, they skied well, man. I mean, they were a long ways ahead of Monroe.
Oh yeah, but I guess again, my point is, I think the Lafayette kids were skiing at their peak, and the Bama kids skied kind of more average-ish, and the Monroe kids, I don't even know if they really had the depth.
No, they didn't. And I guess
right.
I think you're trying to cover your prediction. I mean, you predicted Bama to come out on top, and I think you're looking for an excuse as to how you missed it so badly.
Right, and I still kind of believe it. I mean, I think they're a very strong team. They did really well, and maybe the best jump crash of the entire weekend was my niece, Bama skier Katie Horton. I don't even know. I watched that crash. I don't even know what she did wrong. That left ski came back, and she just went head in. Right? So. Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. She came back and jumped 109, which a year ago would have been a huge jump for her. But she ended up, she's been jumping like 120 in practice.
Yep. So that's gonna shake things up. I mean, for next year, it's Lafayette. Well, I think Lafayette and Bama right now have the best chance to do some heavy recruiting because they both. While Lafayette obviously won, that was absolutely a win for Alabama.
Right.
To be that in the mix, and again that far ahead of the powerhouse that is University of Louisiana and Monroe.
Right. And you got to think about it. I think we've only had 4 or 5 in the 30 years or 35 years, whatever it's been. We've only had 4 or 5 teams that have won. It's Monroe, Lafayette, Rollins, UCF, San Diego State. If there's a sixth one, I'm drawing blank.
2002. No, 2001.
ASU
2001.
Huh. Okay, so there's 6. So in all these years, it really has been just a couple of programs that have dominated. Which, you'd think somebody else could go out there and grassroots do some recruiting. I don't know.
But I mean, there you go. Look at case in point, Alabama, right?
Right.
10 years ago, they'd attract the odd high-level skier, Billy Susie, Seth Disher, Brooks Wilson for a moment, but they didn't have the kind of depth where now they're a legitimate contender. So, yeah. What anything else stand out for you?
No, but I do want to say we should not disregard Florida Southern. They're not that far behind. They have some depth.
But they're like where Bama was 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Amazing skiers, just not anywhere near the depth it takes to win.
Right. So no, that's kind of, and we're out of time actually.
Perfect.
But no, congratulations to the Cajuns, and we'll be back with another show soon.
You.